about now is our relationship with ourselves. And particularly, we're approaching our relationship with ourselves from the perspective of how that impacts our use of food as a coping strategy. So even though we're going to be talking a lot over the next couple of hours about us and internal process and internal dialogue and integrity and trust and things that are key, I will be consistently linking that back to how that might impact your use of food to cope and how that might benefit your use of food to cope. Some key pieces that we're going to be looking at when we do that, we're going to be looking at the definition of integrity. And we're going to be looking at what has happened in our life experience to prevent us from having integrity on a very fundamental level in terms of being able to honor ourselves and keep ourselves safe. And we're going to be looking at creating a relationship with ourselves that is one that comes from a place of trust. Trusting ourselves to keep ourselves safe, to take care of ourselves, to do what we say we will do for ourselves first and foremost. And we're also going to be looking at the concept of independence versus the concept of codependence. And what's so significantly different about those two states of being, and how one, the concept of codependence, keeps us stuck in our use of food as a coping strategy, and in a relationship with ourselves where we don't feel secure and we don't feel we can trust ourselves, and how an independent relationship with ourselves allows us to step into the potential for truly healthy relationships with other people in our lives, and predominantly a healthy relationship with ourselves, meaning we don't use any harmful coping strategies like food. So, first of all, I want to start by talking about what coping strategies are and what might trigger us to use them just in general. So, the definition of a coping strategy is anything that allows me to be in an uncomfortable or unpleasant situation without being aware of how uncomfortable I am. So anything, laughter can be a coping strategy. That's an adaptive coping strategy, a healthy coping strategy. It doesn't harm us. Of course, sometimes we might laugh at the wrong time, and then we feel maybe a little bit of judgment, or we feel a bit like an idiot, but it's not really going to harm us. Other adaptive coping strategies would be things like healthy exercise, getting to bed on time. Those are good sleepy time coping strategies. Other healthy or adaptive coping strategies would be things in relationship, like healthy communication,